Formed from one of the first Space Marine legions, this chapter rejects the Codex Astartes and forges their own path. Since their formation in the second founding, the Space Wolves have done things very differently to their fellow battle brothers, deciding that the overly cautious and restrictive Codex Astartes would serve to do nothing but hold them back. The structure of the Space Wolves' forces is the first of many deviations. Formed of 12 great companies, each has its own unique identity and internal culture, being treated as its own self-contained army. These companies are overseen by a Wolf Lord, and above them is one known as the Great Wolf, their chapter master, an elected leader chosen from within the ranks of the serving Wolf Lords. Their current Great Wolf, Logan Grimnar, has held the seat for the past 700 years. Each neophyte of the Space Wolves is taken from the population of their homeworld, Fenris. Part of the recruitment process involves wolf priests venturing out of their fortress monastery, known as the Fang, and into the local population, where they challenge promising local champions to bouts of wrestling and extreme feasting contests, with only the most worthy being taken to the gates of Morkai in the bowels of the Fang for purification and the beginning of their transformation into a Space Marine. The gene seed used to create a new Space Wolf contains a mutation called the Canis Helix, which transforms a Space Marine in a number of ways, such as hypersensitive sense of smell and hearing, and a vastly enhanced ferocity in battle. The recruit will grow up to 80% larger, their bones will begin fusing together, and large, sharp fangs will sprout from their gums. Now known as a blood claw, the neophyte will undergo a series of trials and rituals, including drinking from the Cup of Wolfen, which originally belonged to their Primarch Leman Russ, and taking part in the Test of Morkai. This test involves the recruit being taken far away from the safety of their fortress, dropped in the middle of a harsh wasteland with little to no gear, and then being told to make their way back, all while undergoing the excruciating transformation caused by the Canis Helix. Not all will pass this test, however, with some falling to the curse of the Wolfen, a potential side effect of the same gene seed mutation that gives the Space Wolves much of their enhanced characteristics. Should they succumb to this curse, they will become wolf-like mutants, entirely feral and left in the wastes of Fenris to prey on future aspirants that would dare take the same test that they once failed. The Astartes of these Space Wolves are truly unlike any other, their animalistic instincts making them vicious, often undisciplined warriors that show reverence to practices that others would call ancient or undignified. Though they spend vast amounts of time feasting, drinking, and wrestling between battles, there is no doubting that these Space Wolves show a ferocity unmatched by any other.